Hi, I'm Gina Brooks, and I am the owner of Comfort Keepers Orlando.
Now, what signs indicate a senior may need extra help at home?
So, in what we've seen, they may start have difficulty walking when they're getting up and down out of a chair, a couch. Sometimes they're a little bit unstable. There's usually more falls. If there's a weight loss, like a big weight loss, that could be a problem. Their poor appetite, remembering things. And for me, that hits home because sometimes I forget and I'm going, oh my gosh, do I need a caregiver? But anyway, remembering things like taking meds or appointments. When you start finding expired foods, we do find that a lot. When the family comes in to visit, they will notice that mom and dad have expired foods in the refrigerator and they think they're okay to eat. A messy house is a good one. And then if they're not clean, if they're not doing laundry or they're keeping the same clothes, that's a really good sign. It's probably a good idea to start maybe checking into someone.
What are families usually worried about when considering care?
With that, I think the most is the quality and the safety of their loved one. They get very emotional. And then the financial burden is like the third part of that. So it's like their safety, emotional, and then the financial that comes in. Because if they do need the help, usually either they can find it or the loved ones will pull together to help take care of them.
What services surprise people about in-home care?
The fact that everything that we can do, a lot of the folks think that you're just a house cleaning service of some sort, but we're actually going in to help the client be able to live a better life. So you do have some companion care in that, but we can help a lot with like if you go into the hospital and you come out, then our aides, we can set up some kind of care plan for them and be able to help with their therapy. The therapist will show them what to do, and then we can go along and help them, say 5 days a week instead of the therapist that only comes in 2 to 3 days a week. So I think that's a good one. Helping make their appointments. All my little ladies like to get their hair done. So, of course I do too, but.
Seniors maintain independence longer.
So my thoughts on how they can do that is to be able to stay active. If they're active and they still connect with their friends, I mean, it doesn't have to be every day, all day long, but if they'll at least meet them once or twice a week, or sit on a park bench and feed ducks, or just stay connected and stay moving. Do not, if you sit, then you lose it. You run out of muscles, and you just need to keep being active. Keeping a daily routine healthy, engaging with reading. I'm gripe at my mother all the time, reading, working puzzles, doing social activities, and just being around other people. I was laughing, Tony laughs at me all the time because I constantly am working a puzzle because I said, I got to keep my mind going. I don't want it to go.
What does quality caregiving really look like?
So we think it focuses on treating seniors with dignity. So you go in and you are personal with them, and you respect them with compassion, and you have patience. And then that way you can give them the highest, or maintain the highest quality of care.
What emotional struggles do adult children face?
That's me right now with my mom. So emotional challenges I find is you feel guilty because you're trying to keep up with work. You're trying to keep up with your own family. They live 2 hours away, and you're like, you feel bad because they're home and you can't go and be with them, or you can't just drop by and say, hey, I've got dinner, kind of thing. So that is my biggest one. You just become very exhausted and you think, I'm just burnt out. I don't know what to do. That's when you call us.
How does companionship affect seniors emotionally?
So with companionship, I think it really makes a big difference when they have someone that comes in, even if it's just to speak with them. Their emotions, most of them are more perky. They'll get to where they talk to you and you tell you stories, or they'll getting recipes from them are awesome because they've all got lots of knowledge. And if you just take a little time and sit with them and chat, then you can learn a lot, and it helps them also.
What misconceptions exist about home care?
Ooh. Well, honestly, there are quite a few. I've got a few notes here, but there are quite a few of the common misconceptions about the home care that prevent families from exploring someone coming in their home. It's like they're losing their independence, but they're going to run off with everything I own. I don't need anybody's help. So that's not true at all, because to me, when they say kids, when you have kids and you have to have a village, when you have older parents, I think you need a village also. And if you do, then your friends and family and aides can come in and help them. And you don't feel overwhelmed, and they're getting companionship.
What small changes can you make to make the home safer?
So with that one, I would say rugs. That was one of in my speaking engagements, we had to make sure that the rugs, if you have rugs, either take them up or get some kind of sticker, or the little pads, slip pads that you can put on them so that the rugs don't go anywhere, because when you push walkers across them, they have a tendency to move. Or a lot of my older folks, they don't pick their feet up, so you'll catch their toes, and then that causes a fall, and then it just goes from there. Lighting, to me, is another big one. So if you have like the hallway lit, or the living room area or bedroom, wherever they're going, the bathroom's a really dangerous place, but in the bathroom where you have lights, that will help tremendously. I was laughing to myself when I was thinking about it, because my mother, she's 87, and she has this vacuum cleaner that stands up, and this, I think it's not the prettiest doll head that you put over the vacuum cleaner so you can't tell that it's a vacuum. And she would fight with that in the hall with her walker, and I'm like, move it, just move it out of the way. So we did eventually get it out, and the walker now goes down the hallway with the lights on, and we're all good.
You mentioned the bathroom.
So when I'm talking about bathrooms, I'm thinking to do grab bars. For instance, we have grab bars in the shower, and we have a grab bar on the outside of the shower. So when they're coming out, and you can step down and still be able to hold on or dry your feet. I mean, myself, I stand on one leg trying to dry my feet, and I find myself falling over. So I really like a grab bar. Some people like the bath mats. Hopefully they don't have to step in and out over the bath mat. But if they do, they were saying something about having the chair in there. Most of the chairs have the suctions and they will hold on. I'm not a fan of the bath mat. I find that when you put that down in the little suction cups, there's so many of them, they still have a tendency to wiggle when you step on them. So if you're not holding on, you're going to fall. And who knows what happens after that. So yeah, bathrooms are big to me.
What advice would you give overwhelmed caregivers?
Run. No. Honestly, give yourself permission to step back, take a deep breath, and just know that this is not easy. What we're doing as the sandwich generation, boomers, whatever you want to call us, where you have kids and you have adult parents, take a breath, give yourself grace. You know you love your parents. Sometimes they drive you crazy, but you love them. And just know that it's okay. There's not going to be anything that's perfect, because nothing is perfect. If someone offers help, accept it. Don't feel guilty about accepting it. You focus on the matters that really matter, and little things, let it go. You got to be realistic about your expectations. And most of all, if you need a little extra help, please feel free to call. It doesn't hurt to get a little help. That way, you're not considered the caretaker. You were able to be a son or a daughter again, and not just the caretaker. So that is my biggest thing. Give yourself grace and the permission to take a deep breath and know that it's going to be okay.
Final question. If someone watching this is overwhelmed and doesn't know where to start, what would you tell them?
Call me. Call me. Just to have someone to communicate with, and hear that you're not the only one. You're not alone. There are other people out there doing the same thing. And it helps to have somebody to talk to and go from there. I mean, you may be able to do it. There's some cultures that they do that. That's what they do. Honestly, I find myself sometimes you get frustrated with your parents. I love my mother to death, but sometimes, just because I didn't go down to the mailbox when she wanted me to, it can be very frustrating. So just call me and have somebody to talk to.